The biggest thing I'm talking about for me personally is just sustainability, of trying to put myself in a position where I'm, enjoying my life and not just hanging on, because I've done that hanging on piece. And actually the last couple of months have been very good. Things are going in a really good direction. We had our best month ever, and that was it's really great because I've gone from one restaurant to two before, and it wasn't the smoothest thing that ever happened because it was hard. I hadn't learned how to not be a control freak and a micromanager, and so I think as I've gotten a little bit older, I've understood how to motivate people, in such a way that when I'm not there, that the business keeps on the same quality level as whether I'm there or not. We have weekly meetings, and it's always the business piece that we're kind of doing some good cost control efforts to make sure that the business is going to remain viable, because things fluctuate, so you have to keep a pretty close eye and what you're paying for groceries. If you go to King Soopers with your or Whole Foods, probably Whole Foods, with $100 in your pocket, or you have $100 in your checking account, you're not just going to willy-nilly be throwing everything in the cart. You're going to be making conscious decisions based on price per pound, based on seasonality, based on what your budget is. Do you want to buy the $8 a little pint of raspberries, or do you want to go get the other fruit that's more in season, is more abundant, and is a better value? Business has picked up, I think, on the overall for both restaurants. We are starting to get into the patio season, which is really the best season for the restaurant. Yeah, I used to be the guy that was like, I went out and trained with all the best chefs in the world that I could go work with and everything, and I was a little, I guess, not as trusting as I am now, and just not as good at teaching, and so now I'm really seeing my role as being a teacher and learning, and it's all about growth, and life is all about growth, and this is another growth opportunity for me to learn how to be a person that can communicate his value system about supporting local agriculture and humanely grown meats and sustainable seafood. And the people that work at both restaurants, they really understand and value that. That's important to their value system. I've learned a lot about financing, and I've learned a lot about loans, and learned about a lot about running a business in the last 15 years, but in particular in the last 4 years, since I'm a sole proprietor, my wife and I want to show the guys that are working with me that's something that's in the future for them, is that I want them to become partners, run these restaurants, and allow me to still mentor and be involved, but give up some of the ownership, some of the profits, and some of the money, which is a trade-off to have a happier, more balanced life. As far as the economy and the way that's affected the restaurants, I think people are starting to get more confident. I think the stock market is stabilizing. I think there's still a lot of concern, but at some point people say, I've got to keep on living. And, I can't think of a better way to celebrate your life than to go out to eat. I mean, that's like one of the purest pleasures. That's like, for me, of course, I'm a chef.